Hello, everybody, and welcome to RFC After Hours. I'm your host, AugieRFC, and welcome to episode 67, the Weekender Show for the first week in June. And might I say, it's been a hell of a week. It's been a lot of fun doing the show daily again, having fun, going after commentators, sniping people left and right, especially with this whole Carlos Maza versus Steven Crowder controversy, because my God, has it not only divided the community, but it's also exposed who the retards are, or who the faggots are, oh wait, sorry, that's a little homophobic, my bad. How we all doing? Scrubby! Damn! Tossing that 50 right off the bat. Can I kiss you on the battle bus when you turn 18? Well, you know, I mean, they say I'm like a prostitute for donations, so maybe I might as well, you know what, just live up to the meme. Now, in all seriousness, thank you so much for the fucking support. Holy shit, Scrubby. Jesus. I mean, I thought yesterday was fucking insane, but already, like, more, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, if only every fucking big YouTuber is like Scrubby. He's been supportive of me for a long time, when he really doesn't have to. I mean, it's fucking incredible. I mean, I don't want to pander or dick suck too much, but dude, Scrubby, you're fucking amazing, dude. Seriously. Aside from that, I'll go and give shouts in the chat, and then we'll add the co-host in. I don't know why I messed up on my words there. Let me go and reveal the screen here. All right. By the way, I hope you guys appreciate the brand new banner. It's just for today. It's Nick Diorio's banner. YouTube channels to not support tier list. Against free speech, we got I'm Alex, Melonhead, All Melon No Brain, Elvis the Alien, of course, who we're going to be taking a closer look at today, Bunty Cuck, and of course Vox, which, I mean, it goes out saying. All these other guys, though, they've made their statements clear. They do not support free speech. They think Crowder is being horribly homophobic, and he's got to go. He's just too fucking problematic, apparently. Too fucking problematic. It's a shame these YouTubers had to really show their true colors and their true takes on this whole situation. Like I said, not only has this whole controversy exposed or really divided the community, but it's also exposed who the fuck really values free speech or not. Anyway, let's go ahead and give shouts in the chat to Crash Jester, Buraku, Zero Vials, X Biggie, Pluto, Sonic the Ninja, Banana Yams, the greatest Russian spy, the face of Team Rocket, Krudik, Emo Robot, Bowblax, of course, who's going to be co-hosting tonight as usual, and Mumsy Games. I love my internet son. Your internet son is incredibly generous. You've raised him over the internet well. All right, let me go ahead and unmute on Discord and let the co-host join. Of course, we're joined by Bowblax and Leslie. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, what's up?
Oh my God,
You guys ready to talk about Elvis?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Holy shit!
For the entire conversations that happened, but it seems like I don't even understand his stance fully, to be honest.
Well, don't worry, because we're gonna be taking a full look at his stance from beginning to end, because it has. Well, I think it's changed.
He's still tweeting.
Is he still tweeting? Let me check my my Twitter over here. If I check my mentions, he's just been literally like replying to every single person in my feed. I mean, it's literally someone. I wrote this tweet this morning, and if you're confused on what's going on, then don't worry. We're going to be providing full context in a moment. But of course, I made this tweet this morning. Someone just wrote, "Lol, he's busted." Lol, not really. He's literally just responding to every single person. I think I broke him, guys. Holy shit. I mean, he's been pretty active for like the past hour. Oh
I
my
want him
God.
to get to my tweet.
Yeah, that's right. We got a lot to cover. I think, guys, if I'm being honest, this is really the main story we have tonight. We're going to be doing some E3 discussion as well. Just chill out, play some video games, because like Bunny Cuck, we do video games. We don't do drama. We do video games, guys. Video games.
You need to pronounce the T in his name, because it sounds like you're saying Bunny Cuck, and it's really
Yeah, I thought you meant
Bunty Cuck.
Leslie.
Bunty Cuck.
Yeah, please.
Bunty.
Did they just not use the letter T in the South or something?
I always read it as Bunny.
I mean, you say fainted as well. So
I had to like teach myself how to say fainted. I fainted. You know.
You need to do what I do and just. You need to do what I do and just like put on an entirely different accent when you're doing like shows and calls and shit.
Nah. Too much work. Fainted and Bunty. Okay, that was that was a lot. That was put on. That was actually put on. Oh god, a new tweet. Oh my god. Yeah, my Twitter notifs have been insane this past few days. Are we gonna talk about anything about Bunty or just Elvis? Well, I was gonna play Bunny King's cuck videos, but he removed them, and there were archives. But I did a quick look. That's why I was a couple minutes late for the show. I was looking for archives so we could watch today. Unfortunately, I could not find any. Now, if anyone in the chat wants to see if they can dig up some archives, maybe someone's put it on BitChute or a different website. It seems like either they didn't exist, or if they did, Bunny King has striked them. But if you can find me like a website or a link to the videos, I would be much appreciated, because I was gonna take a look at them, but I can't find a copy of them. I mean, Bunny's taking them off the channel. I can't imagine why you take a video where you admit to cucking yourself off your channel. Why does that even go on the channel in the first? Why would you upload a video of that in the first place? Hey guys, I got cucked. Let me tell you the whole story. Why would you ever post that? That's like super private stuff you never want anyone to find out. Why the fuck would you make a video about it and post it to your public YouTube channel?
Why does he do a lot of the things that he does? Why does he tweet a lot of the things
my god.
Does,
fucking Bunny. Fuck Bunny.
Please say his fucking name.
Bunty. Oh my god. Alright guys, well without further ado, how about we take a look at our boy Elvis's hot takes on Twitter he put this morning. Now, courtesy to Comment Cop for archiving them, he's sent me screenshots through Twitter DMs, because of course he's taken them down because they were incredibly stupid takes. Now, if he had taken them down and issued like an apology, obviously it'd be something else. But it seems like he agrees with what he said. He just didn't want to deal with the backlash. I could be incorrect there, but that's what it seems like to me. Either way, we're gonna take a look right now, and let me go ahead and share my screen with my co-host so they can see what the hell's going on. Now I'm going to have to share my regular screen because we're going to be taking a look at images. Alright, here we are. This is Elvis's first tweet this morning. Let's take a look at this. Let's see. Talk to Mail Clips clipped Medicare stream. Yeah, I did see that. That archive is still up. And I guess if worse comes to worse, we could play Medicare's commentary over it, but I'd rather just have the raw video so we can give our own commentary instead of just play Medicare's stream commentary. But either way, if that's what we have to resort to, maybe that's what I'll have to do. But I'd rather just have his original video, which I can't find. If you guys can, that'd be great, though. All right, anyway.
Spy asked why Bowblax is the furry, and I'm not.
Someone gifted me a game on Steam tonight. Actually, maybe later on the show I'll show that. We're in, like, the drama part, so I don't know if now's the time. But someone, Crimson Phoenix...
off after saying yeah to being a furry when I don't want to...
I don't know. Crimson Phoenix sent me a game, and he said it'd be funny if he gave Bowblax a furry role, so I gave him a furry role. There you go. Bowblax is a furry.
Someone said check Discord DMs.
Alright, that's Vault. I'll check them right now. He sent me a link. Let me go ahead and show that on screen right now, just to double check if that's a real thing. Let's see. He sent me a meme. Okay. He sent me a meme. We'll take a look at that when we get to Bunny King. I just have one tweet from him. It's just a regular tweet, but I want to watch his cuck videos, but they're taken down. What a shame. Alright, let's go through Elvis's tweet right here. So, Elvis put out this tweet this morning. He said this shirt says, "Socialism is for fags. Making the asterisk a tiny fig is a weak cop-out. If you don't think this shirt is homophobic in nature, then there's something seriously wrong with you." That's his first tweet. Now, his second one, which was in a reply to Comment Cop, who pointed out something. Let me go ahead and pull up Comment Cop's tweet right here. Let me pull it up real quick. He pointed out an old screenshot, and as we're going to find, not Bunny King, but Elvis actually has a lot of screenshots where he quite literally uses the word fag. Not that I have a problem with that, but, I mean, hey, it's a little hypocritical to come out and say, like, oh, if you say fag, you're homophobic, but, Steven Crowder, my old past tweets, I'm not homophobic. Cool YouTube hoodie fag. Alright, so he's using that. Let's see what else he has here. Lol fag. There's actually another screenshot that I have archived where he calls a writer who wrote an article calling Mr. Beast homophobic. He calls the writer fag. Again, these are all uses of the word that I don't have any issue with, but and Elvis didn't have any issue with, obviously, when he tweeted them, but now, suddenly, he has an issue with. All right, let's read this. So, obviously, Comic Cop points out the fact that he's used the word fag in the past, and Elvis replies, "Aha, gotcha!" This is a deleted tweet, by the way. You said the word as a joke, and the t-shirt is a joke. Therefore, you're a hypocrite. What I said wasn't funny, but it was a response to a friend. Crowder is selling the shirt to thousands of loyal fans. There's a difference. What the fuck? What are you talking about? What? Crowder's selling the shirt, somehow that makes it a different use? You're selling this tweet to thousands of followers. What the fuck's the difference? I mean, there's not money involved. What does that have to do with anything?
Saying what?
Am I fucking dumb, guys? Like, what am I missing here?
I don't understand this point here. So, like, saying like a slur in one context is okay, but in the other context is not. But the contexts are both to make jokes. What? Wait. So, because you're putting it on a t-shirt, it's worse than putting it in a tweet?
I'm not following through with his argument here. I gotta be honest. I'm not impressed.
I'm confused.
His argument doesn't make sense, because to connect it with him selling it to thousands of loyal fans, well, okay, but he just said when he said it, it wasn't a joke.
What I said wasn't funny, but it is a response to a friend, okay? So if you use it to friends, that's okay, but if you say socialism is for fags, which the shirt doesn't say, that's wrong. I'm trying to understand his point here, but it's not really working. It's not really working. Let's see. Common Cop then replied with the same screenshot again. The shirt uses, this is in reference to Steven Crowder's shirt, which we've all seen before. The shirt uses a limp wrist, which is a gay stereotype, further connecting the word fag with gay people. In my case, I used hyperbole. In my case, I used hyperbole towards a friend, and I'm not making money off the word, but keep reaching. Not really seeing the difference here. $5 tossed by B. Tim. It's funny seeing content creators defending corporations against other content creators and thinking it's going to save their ass. Yeah, we're all fucked.
Is something more offensive when you make money off it versus not making money? Isn't this about people's feelings, not about people's wallets? Like what?
Now look, guys. Like, this isn't like a fuck Elvis or something. Prior to this, I had no issue with Elvis the alien. I'm trying to see his argument here. It's not making any sense. So obviously, we're gonna goof at him. This isn't like I had some, and even if I did, that wouldn't change my argument. Like. My perspective is I'm not out here to get Elvis. It's not like I fucking hated this guy for years and I'm just out to get him. I'm genuinely trying to understand his viewpoint here, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. He got caught for using the word liberally in the past, but because he didn't sell it on a t-shirt, that's somehow different?
Is it? I'm trying to figure out if this is about like, using it offensively against people and offending them, or like, he's making money off of using an offensive word in some cases. But I mean, once you actually know the context of it, it's not offensive. Like, it's not offensive. It's not talking about, like, it's not calling gay people fags. Like,
yeah, I mean, the most of the people, I mean, obviously in the shirt, right? Socialism is for figs. The point of the joke, well, actually, we'll get into that later. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little too ahead of myself. We actually, Leslie's been hitting the books, and I've
literally just been on Google. Okay, this was
basic research.
This was this easy. I just went on Google. Okay, this is what makes me so mad. These people are tweeting about it.
Do we want to pull it up now? Just like that?
Yes, just pull it up right now.
Let's just go ahead.
Been on Google, and all these people are tweeting this stupid shit, and like, you could have just Googled it.
All right, this is from Leslie's Twitter right here. Okay, so I can't believe nobody has saw until me right now to just fucking Google Che Guevara. Everyone is getting the reference on the shirt completely fucking wrong. It's fucking irony because he is said to have put gays and other minorities in camps and executed them. So here's the shirt. Socialism is for figs. Let's see, read this.
And then I screen capped a part of an article.
Those massacres are not only crimes that Che committed, as Federico discussed with Tom Woods. Interestingly, Guevara was very much opposed to homosexuality, to say it lightly, but is now strangely celebrated by the gay community. Most of the people who wear a Che t-shirt are either completely clueless and just wear it because it's fashionable or trendy, or they've been misled. He's glorified for exactly the opposite of what he really thought and did. Many people who are in the gay community identify Che Guevara, but he was a persecutor of homosexuals in Cuba and thought that homosexuality was a bourgeois problem, and with the revolution it should be eliminated. Bourgeois. He wanted homosexuals to be sent to re-education camps, and he did so. Cuba has a terrible history of homophobia and labor up until the 60s. The fig is apparently a reference to La Higuera, which bears a monument to Che Guevara. These claims of Guevara executing and persecuting minorities can't be verified, so that is a different discussion. It does, however, change the context of the socialism is for fig shirt, so people need to stop saying he's just using slurs and start doing basic research.
Exactly.
Well, it's not about research. It's about looking at the T-shirt and them getting offended and their feelings being hurt.
Well, but literally, if you Google Che Guevara,
I'm saying you're right. I was being sarcastic.
Right. I mean, and he was if you look at his page, it says that he did the exact opposite. But the point is that there are claims that he did these things, and that's obviously what he used in reference for this shirt, for the context for this shirt. So, I mean, even though there's no solid proof that these things are true, this is something that a lot of people believe to be true about Che Guevara, and that's the context for the shirt.
Yeah.
And it completely changes the meaning of the fucking shirt.
Yeah. So, there you go, Elvis. I don't know. Let's go ahead and go into his fourth tweet here. This is a tweet that was sent to me earlier this morning on Discord. I believe Mike himself is in the chat here. Using slurs does not equal hating gays. A statement I agree with. The shirt condemns homosexuality. Well, no, I believe the point of the shirt is to condemn socialism.
Socialism, yeah.
Yeah.
To condemn socialism. It isn't saying fuck bag. It's saying fuck socialism. I don't know. This is just so stupid. It doesn't make any sense, these points.
No, doesn't make a lot of sense at all. Mike the Bike Tossing 5, who's was the person Elvis was replying to in the screenshot. Elvis deleted his thread after I explained Che and Fig to him. Interesting. Well, actually, that caused Elvis to make a few tweets apologizing for the situation. However, there's still a reason we're going over this. So let me go ahead and pull up his tweet right now. All right. Let's see right here. Okay, so I made a tweet here, and this is a tweet thread where me and Elvis go at it. At Elvis the Alien, I'm confused here. Are you condemning homosexuality? I point out this screenshot right here, and then I point out a tweet where he calls a writer who wrote an article calling Mr. Beast a homophobe for using the word faggot liberally. Elvis writes, "Damn, this girl who wrote this sounds like a massive faggot." So I said, wait, I'm confused here. Are you condemning homosexuality? Obviously, I don't think he is. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy in his language. Right Opinion jumps in, and he makes a fair statement. A not equal sign is a cross through equal sign, thus implying that they are not the same thing. His takes were still dodgy given his history, but I thought I'd clear that up, which is a fair point to clear up. However, Elvis respect, given his history, what the fuck? I hope you were both knowing I'm using the word faggot on purpose in that tweet because she was trying to demonize Beast for using it in the past, ignoring context. Wait a minute, ignoring context. So when Mr. Beast liberally uses the word faggot, that's okay. When Elvis liberally uses the word faggot, that's okay. When Steven Crowder jokes about using the word, it's the words is figs, not fags, that's homophobic. Because gay people are the butt of the joke. So if gay people are the butt of the joke, because gay people are somehow this protected, this imaginary protected class, you can't make jokes about gay people or you're homophobic, that's wrong. But no, Mr. Beast and yourself, Elvis, you guys can say faggot. Provided, of course, gay people aren't the butt of the joke, apparently. I suppose. He said, basically, he said, yeah, Mr. Beast, when Mr. Beast used it, it wasn't directed towards gays. On Crowder's shirt, it is. See found, toss $5. YouTuber Defense Corporation, every other YouTuber, burn the false prophet. Literally, though, and it should be that way. I don't know why so many people are so quick to defend YouTube here. It's very white, it's very black and white.
Link that specific tweet right there from him in the show info, please.
Given his history?
Yes.
All right, I'll toss that in right now. There you are. All right, so let's continue. So that's Elvis's response to both me and the Right Opinion. And I said, what? The shirt is mocking socialists, which is true. If you look at the shirt, let's go back and look at the shirt in case, look, socialism is for fags. Or sorry, whoops. I made an Elvis mistake there. Sorry, figs. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the joke that people would think it's
Oh yeah, you're supposed to think that.
fag.
I mean, when you first see
Yeah.
the shirt, what word comes to mind? Probably fags, if I had to guess.
Yeah, for sure. It's part of the joke, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's not being homophobic.
No. Not at all. So Elvis makes that tweet right there, and then I said, "What? The shirt is mocking socialists." Which again, look at the shirt. Socialism is for figs. Socialism. That's the main point of the joke. But more so, aren't you contradicting yourself? Earlier this morning, you issued a clarification. After you deleted all the tweets we read, he issued a clarification, right? And we're going to look at that in a minute. Saying that the shirt is a joke, but now you're back to saying it's homophobic. So this is his clarification tweet he put out this morning after he deleted his thread. Dug myself in a bit of a hole there. I personally think the shirt can easily come across offensive, but I recognize that jokes are jokes. I also didn't know the full context of the Che Fig before tweeting about it. Thanks to those of you that educated me. I assume he's talking about Mike, the Mike that sent the Mike the Bike, who sent the donation earlier, who corrected him. Now, okay, so pay attention to the highlighted part here. But I recognize that jokes are jokes. I also didn't know the full context of the Che Fig before tweeting about it. Now he's saying, when Beast used it, it wasn't directed towards gays. On Crowder's shirt, it is. To which he replied, it is both a joke and homophobic. A joke and homophobic.
But if it's a joke...
But, okay, if he says that, then he's saying the word faggots is inherently homophobic. But then that also means if he used the word faggot, he's inherently being homophobic.
Let me remind you what homophobic means, in case you guys are have the IQ of a fucking peanut. Dislike or prejudice against homosexual people. You are saying that Steven Crowder fucking hates gay people because he put figs on a t-shirt. Remember, this is all about a t-shirt. Where the butt of the joke is mainly socialists, not even gay people. What a wild jump to go through from a fucking t-shirt where the joke is so mind-numbingly obvious. How the fuck are you this fucking stupid? Holy shit!
Yeah, and I mean, you can be that sensitive. You can think that, even though I would disagree with it. But the thing is, if you have that ideology, then you wouldn't be saying the word faggot in any context at all, period, because using it in any context, in your opinion, would be homophobic. But he is okay with the way he used the word faggot, so it's just hypocritical that he...
It always goes back to iDubbbz. Either all of it's okay, or none of it's okay. Oh, well, Steven Crowder was talking to a gay people in a homophobic way. Well, Steven Crowder was criticizing a gay journalist at Vox, and because Crowder's a comedian, he tells jokes, right? He was pinpointing he was kind of mocking him for his gay tendencies, like, eat your little chips, you little gay writer from Vox. That's homophobic?
And going back to the iDubbbz thing, what boggles my mind is the people who are against Crowder's shirt are the same type of people who in 2016 or it came out 2017, praised the Tanamongu content cop for iDubbbz liberally using the N-word and saying either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. They made videos that are like, this is a great video, I love the content cop, I love iDubbbz, free speech, woo! And then like a couple years later, they're like, oh shit, Crowder used figs on a t-shirt.
I want to believe says in the chat that that Crowder criticizes him but relies on ad hominems and mocks.
I believe Crowder was bringing up articles debunking the writer's viewpoints. I mean, obviously there were ad hominem attacks written in there because he's a fucking comedian. However, he also brought up arguments against the series that Carlos Maza was writing. But even if Crowder was only using ad hominem attacks, what's wrong with that?
Max, we know that it had biblical context. We know.
Yeah, there's also biblical context to it as well.
We know it. We already know that.
But what they're gonna say is, oh, that's dog whistling. He's obviously just using that, to get around the fact that it's obviously meant to be fags. That's what they're gonna say.
I think that he also just sort of likes to trigger people.
Yeah, and I'd say that if that's another point of the shirt is to just like trigger people and like get people all upset over using the word faggot, he succeeded. Because
Yeah,
look at this goddamn stream.
I don't know why it matters that he's a Christian, Max.
Yeah, wait, Christianity is irrelevant to...
Yeah, I mean, we know it's a biblical reference. I just don't know why it matters that he's a Christian.
CB Rare says, "I'm so fucking
What
pissed
is
off
that?
over all this. My gay daughter and I have completely fallen out." Oh, that's terrible to hear.
What is that? What are you saying? It's obvious what his intentions were, Max. Do you want to come into the callers and explain what you're talking about?
What do you think his intention was to, like, I guess, mock or belittle gay people?
I mean,
Since when did are gay people this protected class that you can't make jokes about anymore?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, everyone gets triggered by something.
I think
Every joke comes at the cost of someone else. Hey, Bowblax, why the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side, you dumbass. The fuck you think I was gonna say? See?
Wow, I'm canceling you all.
Yeah, exactly. Every joke, no matter what the joke is, comes at the expense of someone else.
Yeah, I mean, if Bowblax says something about liking, you know, gravy on pizza, I could say, oh, it's because he's autistic.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
at his expense.
Yeah,
And it's still funny.
Like, the thing is, people are, like, mixing up jokes with legitimate homophobia, which is, like, okay, if someone's actually being, like, homophobic, like, oh, I'm gonna disavow you because you're gay, you're not part of the family anymore, fuck you, all gays should burn in hell, like, obviously, you condemn that and you just, like, you speak out
Didn't we
against it,
verify
like,
yesterday that Crowder
okay.
has a gay guy who works for him as part of the
Yeah, he
studio?
does.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
which-
does. Not
yeah.
Gay Jared. His name is not Gay Jared. It's like a joke because he's gay and his name is not this, so they call him Not Gay Jared.
Crowder said there's like 15 people who work at his studio.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, it's not just like hundreds of workers or something. Like the people he works with are reasonably close to him. So he has a gay guy work for him. If he really hates gay, I realize that, you know, it's the argument of, oh, well, you know, it's possible to hate gay people but still have like a gay friend or something like that. Yeah, but it's not likely. That's the thing.
Yeah, people who are homophobic are pretty strongly homophobic. Like, if you're homophobic, and you find out your friend's gay, you'll stop being friends with them.
Yeah, or
Max
talk
is
less of
in the
them or make it
callers.
like subtly obvious. Yeah, let's go and bring Max in right now. Max Pigeon, you're on the air.
You're muted, buddy.
Is he server muted? Let me double check.
Hello.
There you are. What's going on,
Hello.
man?
Nothing much. I'm just lagging a lot right now.
I don't know what to do
Hold
about
on.
that. If the connection's bad, then you might want to like reset your Discord or something like that.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you're lagging out, dude. Is it just me? Is it am I coming clear for you guys?
What the fuck?
Am I coming clear for you guys? Am I sound good?
You're cutting out too now, Augie.
Yeah,
For
you're
fuck's
cutting
sake. Let me
out.
reset my Discord. Alright, I'll just reset my Discord real fast, guys. I want to give the color a chance. Augie is laggy. How do you know? The audio you hear on stream is coming directly from my mic, so you wouldn't hear lag. Alright, guys, I'm back. Oh, I'm connecting. Give me a fucking minute here. Connecting. Did Discord take a shit? It won't let me go in my own Discord room. Guys, I think Discord took a shit. Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back there. Sorry, Discord's taking a fat shit there. Max, can you hear me now?
I changed
Yep,
the
I can
server
hear you.
region, bro.
Okay, there we go. That's why. Alright, Max, you have some arguments. You don't agree with us here.
I do agree with you. I'm just saying that people use the defense. He meant it in a biblical context. People are saying he's just using the biblical context of it to just bypass what they think he said.
Oh, okay,
even
so
though he's
then
Christian and he said it.
okay, so then you would agree with us then.
Yes.
Oh,
I agree
okay,
with
okay, fair enough then. Fair enough. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I think it's kind of you know, it's like, oh, well, it's pretty clear what he meant. He meant to say the word faggot, but he didn't want to get in trouble or something like that. Well, you know, I feel like the point of the joke is to make you think that it says faggot, but you know, that's not what it technically means. And it's like the joke of like, you know, it's kind of mocking people who take the word seriously nowadays, or, you know, there's so many avenues there's so many ways you can interpret the shirt, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
But I mean, you can't deny that the literal intended word of the shirt is figs. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, well, who are you to decide what the shirt meant? I guess you can have like speculations that he really meant fag or something, but I mean the shirt literally is figs.
I think it's very obvious based off of the image on it and the like context based off of the results when you do the research what he actually intended it to mean.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah, but it's also intended to be seen as like fags at first glance.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I mean, I think that's fine. I don't think that's inherently homophobic.
I think it has like some shock value, but the deeper meaning of it is more Christian because Jesus can curse the fig tree or something like that, and it's more.
Elvis replied to my tweet.
Did he really? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Max, thank you for coming in, man.
You too. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I've got his Twitter loaded up right now. Let's see. Did he? Let's see. Oh, okay.
Here.
Except that's not directed towards gays, Elvis. It would have taken 20 minutes on Google to figure out the butt of the joke was socialism. The problem being most people aren't familiar with Shay's background. From an outsider's perspective, that this shirt is homophobic, and Crowder has sold these to millions of people. If the context to the joke is hidden, then it might as well not be there at all. Holy shit, what a terrible argument! Who the fuck cares?
I want to reply live. What do I say?
Call him a fucking
God.
dumbass. I don't know.
God.
I mean, look, it doesn't matter. If that's the intended purpose of the joke, that's the intended purpose. It doesn't matter that people didn't get the joke. If I see a joke that has perfectly innocent intention and you construe it to be racist, most people construe it to be racist, does that mean my joke was a racist joke if I didn't intend for it to be one? Is that what he's arguing?
He's saying that it doesn't matter what the intention of the joke was. Or the context. He's saying the context and the intention don't matter. He's saying it matters what people think the joke means.
Wait,
Jesus
Christ. That's what he's saying.
He says in previous tweets that context matters. He believes in context. It's been very consistent throughout his whole anything anybody says online. He's like context matters, and now it doesn't.
Wait. Let me pull it up right now. Let's just go to Elvis's Twitter right now. Tweets and replies. Let's load up.
Can you send me screenshots of him saying that context matters?
I'm fine. I'm gonna find it live. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, but I'm replying to him.
Whoops.
And I want the screenshot.
Context. Let's see. I think that sure is inherently homophobic because the joke's context. Okay. The context. Without context, it easily comes across as homophobic. Let's see. Do we have anything else here? Oh, wait, let's look at his original reply. I hope you both know that I'm using the word faggot on purpose in that tweet because she was trying to demonize Mr. Beast for using it in the past, ignoring context. So now it's okay to ignore context of an intended joke if...
It's not okay for the journalist to ignore context, but it's okay for Elvis to ignore
Put it in the
context.
chat. Put it in the show info. Put it in. I want to screen cap it.
Yep, show info right now.
Oh, what?
Elvis, yeah, and here you can see the argument crumbles live.
I don't understand what he's arguing with the issue of the t-shirt. I think we can all agree that when you initially look at the t-shirt, everyone's gonna think it says fag.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
What I don't see what the issue with that is, and he's not clearly explaining what the issue with that is. Besides the fact that it might be seen,
I think I have
as homophobic, but then that means the word's inherently homophobic. But then he said the word isn't inherently homophobic and context matters. But then context in this case doesn't matter. It's literally a loop. It's a logic loop. What?
Okay, I'm trying to find the part where because I think there's that one point that I have archived here where he basically says what the problem is. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. It is political. Yes, I recognize the socio-political commentary it's trying to convey, but it's doing so by using gay people as the butt of the joke. That's the problem he has here. You can't joke about gay people anymore, apparently, for some reason. I guess. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean... joking, okay, there's a difference between joking about gay people and hating gay people. There's a difference between jokes and legitimate phobias. There are people who don't want gays on the planet to exist at all, and there's others who are fine with making jokes at their expense. One is bad, one isn't really that bad. One's just could be seen as distasteful, but not necessarily bad. Doesn't deserve his whole channel getting demonetized and all the shit that's happened based off it. Why do people not see a difference between jokes and phobia? Like, where's common sense? What? Have social politics diluted common sense from people's minds?
What
Like,
the fuck has happened? I mean, all of these guys, like, they were so cool back in 2017 with iDubbbz and all that shit. Look what's happened now. It's night and day. Back then, iDubbbz can, go to Tana Mongoose concert and say nigger, but if you write socialism is for figs on a t-shirt, you're homophobic?
Yeah, 2 years. Damn. What the fuck?
Oh, but in iDubbbz's case, Tana was the butt of the joke, and in this case, gay people are. And you can make fun of Tana, but you can't make fun of the entirety of gay people.
Yeah. Honestly, like, fighting against homophobia is, right, but, like, they're over-defended. Like, I feel like on social media in particular, gay people are over-defended. And I'm sure there's a lot of gay people, like, I know gay people, one who specifically thinks this, where, like, they don't want to be overprotected. Like, it's just annoying. At least to that person in particular. Some people might not see it as an issue, but I don't know. It's just fucking weird, man. It's just strange.
Mike the Bike tosses 5. If the shirt is being sold to Crowder's fans, then it's clear that his fans would understand the context. He doesn't go to other channels to sell his shit. Yeah, I would agree with that. That's perfectly reasonable. Certainly more reasonable than any arguments Elvis has made so far. God damn. Let's see what Leslie wrote back. What's that, Bowblax?
I would have just reiterated what I said before. It's just that him saying no context really, like, puts his... he has no solid argument. He's literally contradicting himself.
It's like the second time today he's, like, contradicted his own argument and then tried to, like, grasp at it by saying, like, oh, but gay people...
Like, literally, I could change the act and, like, the picture of one of Elvis's tweets and then put it against another one of his, and it looks like he'd be having an argument with that person. And they'd have two completely different viewpoints. And this is all in the span of, like, a couple hours as well.
So Leslie wrote, so what you're saying is that the context and the intention of the joke don't matter? The only thing that matters is what people think the joke means? That's not Crowder's responsibility then, because it wasn't his intention. I'm not sure if I'm understanding your argument. Ignoring context.
Did you see my fucking quote tweet?
What did you quote tweet? Let's see. Elvis, mate, we're hella confused. If you want to come join us on the stream and have a discussion, yeah, sure. I mean, the discussion, he's welcome. Come on, don't get me wrong. But the discussion is just going to be him being like, you can't make fun of... I mean, he's made his problems very clear, right? The problem is that you can't make fun of gay people. And we're just going to...
confused, though.
I'm very confused.
I'm confused because he keeps I'm confused.
Yeah.
He's made his points clear, but then he makes other points that contradict his other points. So it's like he's two people. It's like someone is going off of his computer and typing for him at different times.
Two different sets of points, very clear.
But they contradict each other, so that's why.
So we're very confused here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm not ready to call him like a dumbass or anything. I'm just like, I want to know
if anybody
what
wants
he
to help
stands
me out
for.
with that.
Like,
He's still active on Twitter. I'm
honestly.
still getting replies. Holy shit.
If anybody wants to help me out with that, there.
Okay, so the freaking emo robot points out the fact that basically what Leslie pointed out. And then, let's see, the context to Beast's comment was extremely obvious. On the other hand, it's very easy to misinterpret Crowder's shirt to mean socialism is for gay people and socialism is bad. Therefore, gay people are bad instead of the intended meaning. It's almost purposely misleading. I don't know about that one.
It's extremely obvious on the other hand. That's your own interpretation.
Wait,
Different
what?
stuff is less or more obvious compared to the person who interprets it. What? it's about the intention the initial person puts out, not the recipient's interpretation.
I'm so confused. What?
If we start putting value in other people's interpretation, that's just opinions at that point. The person who made it in the first place, that's what's important, not how people perceive it. You would have no control over that. Just Steve be, punished for what other people see his work as when it wasn't intended to be seen that way? Like, what? That's, like, I feel like, does Elvis have any, like, fundamentals to his argument? I feel like he's arguing stuff.
I don't understand. I'm very confused.
I feel like he's just arguing with you. He's just trying to disagree with you for the sake of disagreeing instead of having his own fundamentals about what and how people should react or be treated in these situations.
Well, because the thing is, now he's gone from saying context is important to saying oh yeah, but if the context isn't obvious, then it's his fault.
Yeah, he's saying Mr. Beast's context was extremely obvious. I'd have to let me see if I can find the Atlantic article where he.
Are we supposed to just if a joke is really nuanced and you have to kind of know certain things to get it, then it's not a good joke and it's not allowed?
Okay, I have Mr. Beast's article right here. This is where he's saying the intention of Mr. Beast's argument is what do you say specifically? The context of Mr. Beast's comments was extremely obvious. Let me find Mr. Beast. Okay, shut the fuck up, fag. I don't have a printer, fag. Is that it? Is that the fuck?
Extremely obvious.
Jimmy explained in a video. I enjoy blah blah blah. There was another comment because I remember I covered this story on my old channel a year ago. Where was it? I think it was the $20 comment he made. Okay, yeah, I'm. Let's see. Through Jimmy, I say on Twitter, he's not gay. He jokes about it, about the possibility often. Okay, but that's not. He's talking specifically about fag. The context is simple. He would like fags to shut up. From Tommy C. Yeah, I'm really trying to understand where he's coming from. I want to be fair here, but at the same time, it's just so ridiculous. I just don't understand. With context, with Mr. Beast's context, I look at this. I don't know who the Red Spy is. I don't know who Topsy999 is. For all I know, they could be gay, and maybe he knows that, and he's calling them faggots. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be someone's interpretation, and now it's immediately bad.
Yeah, if I interpret that, suddenly, by Elvis's own logic, suddenly Mr. Beast actually is homophobic. Because context doesn't matter. It matters what the mass interprets the comments to be. That's what's important here. Tommy C's in callers. Let's go bring him in. Tommy C, you're on the air.
Everybody is. I'm so glad I'm not on Twitter getting semantic debates over what words mean or what their context is. This is really, you guys are way overcomplicating this, and I think I've proved this on my show for the past 3 years. None of these guys have any opinions, any worldview, any political ideology of their own. So this particular situation came out, split the community clearly, and they just kind of placed their bets. I don't think Elvis really knows one way or another. I'm sure he's used. I'm not, none of these people have an ideology. So when they take positions on this is good, that's bad, it's just simply a bet for the next video. And, I'm not saying you're wasting your time or stuff like that. I mean, the show, because I think I'm going to bring the show to a grinding halt. Everybody's like, well, in this context, he meant that. And there's no context here. That really matters, to be honest with you. Steven Crowder said a bunch of nasty things during critiquing his video. Every commentator does that, okay?
Oh, yeah.
The argument is whether it's over the line or homophobic, which, by the way, is a subjective accusation as it is. So the context of shut the fuck up fag or fags for socialism is utterly irrelevant. These people have, I think the clearest example would be PewDiePie losing it on PUBG 2 years ago. These people have made arguments in the past about giving people the other way. Obviously, they're not big. It slipped out. But in this one situation, This one situation, for some reason, it crossed the line. Hours upon hours of podcasts that were scrunched into one montage of where somebody was calling Lispy queer and Mexican, and this one T-shirt was squeezed in, and it was made to look like sort of a lot worse than it really was. And all
Exactly.
these commentators are just like they're just jumping on one side or another. They don't
Yeah.
particularly believe in anything. I think that's why, you see now, I like Elvis and I like Alex too. And I don't believe in my experience with them and having talked to them and they ask me what I think and then I see it in their video, they really
Oh my
don't
god, Augie.
have an ideology. And I would say it's up to about 80% of them. So they get themselves caught in these sort of situations where they look like blithering idiots. And like Elvis has to get in a situation where he has to get into the semantics why Crowder's faggot is different than Mr. Beast's faggot. Mr. Beast's faggot is a little more direct. It's shut the fuck up, faggot. There's no context there. He's telling somebody
Well,
to shut
look,
up.
I mean, he's presenting an argument, and I want to give him the full benefit of the doubt here, but at the same time, it's so ridiculous. And if what you're saying is true,
Here's the
then,
thing.
like, that
No,
doesn't
I-
make his case much better. It just shows that he's a
There is
flip-flopping.
no case. Elvis is sputtering. He got caught red-handed, and instead of tapping out, he's rationalizing it.
He's a
That's
fucking
what happened.
dumbass.
I agree
I don't know
with
if he's a dumbass. He's just like, look, I'm trying to be empathetic here at the same time, okay? Because I don't think any of these people, I don't think Alex is a bad guy.
Right. Well, I think in Alex's case, I think what it was is like with PewDiePie saying the N-word, he's not black. Alex isn't black. He can't empathize with that, but he is bi, so he can empathize with maybe being called a queer. So he
Yeah,
would
sure,
lean towards
sure.
this, you know,
Sure, I guess that's
in this
where
situation.
you're basically explaining his bias, though.
It
Yeah.
is biased. No,
Yeah,
it is
yeah. So
biased.
you're
And that's why
basically
I
explaining
called
his
him on
bias.
it and I
Yeah,
said, you know,
it's just well, Alex in a lot of has he acknowledged the hypocrisy that's been pointed out by memology and so he hasn't even acknowledged
No.
it. Has he?
no, he actually
Well,
unfollowed me on
Elvis.
Twitter after we went in on him yesterday.
Okay, that's too funny.
It is funny.
I didn't even know that. What the fuck?
It is funny. It's hilarious, honestly.
Because I got to be honest with you, like Alex, these guys got a lot of money coming out of school. Alex works really, really hard behind the scenes. He's very, very professional, but he didn't go to college. He's not well educated. He doesn't really have. He doesn't really have a worldview. His worldview is YouTube. So
Well,
that's
he
why
did go to college, but he
here's my
dropped out.
agenda. I'm going to be upfront with my agenda. These YouTubers, these commentators, are not worth listening to. They have no life experience or very little. They basically they look at a trend or they look at an opinion and they write an opinion. They're really good at spitting out there and putting out there in an entertaining way. But they're basically, you know what an empty suit is?
Yeah.
Familiar with that expression?
Mm.
They're empty hoodies.
But yeah,
There's
They're
really just
quite-
Well,
nothing-
that's
there's
a
nothing
perfectly
going on.
reasonable way to kind of explain where their thinking pattern is coming from. But I mean, it doesn't really change. Like it's still, either. Okay, so you're basically saying like they just
Congrats on
hop,
that, Fraser.
on
Hi.
popular opinion.
Nabber's in the chat, you guys.
Yeah, I know. They just pop on popular opinion, like.
it's
Even if it's
all it is.
contradicting, and when they get called
And
out
I know-
for it,
look, I
the
know
smart
I'm
thing to
being-
do would just be to put out a tweet, just be like, "Look, guys, I was tweeting on emotion. I'm trying to help people."
They
How-
don't look at it that way. The smart thing would be to come out and do exactly that. Look, I'm gay. That particular one gets me. But yeah, I see it's a little hypocritical if I'm going to hold one standard for this and then I'm going to do it to a different so-called
Yeah.
protected group and stuff like that. That would be
Um,
totally understandable. Everybody probably could get behind that. But the thing is, they feel they can't do that because it discredits them, and this is how they're paying their bills. So, like what Elvis is doing, Elvis is sputtering. Alex is just probably just riding the wave until this goes away. But
Well, yeah,
I
they
will
got to pay the bills, obviously, so maintaining the popular opinion would help. But Elvis is a
Yeah.
movie channel. What does he even have to do with any of this? The smartest thing to
Um,
do, honestly,
I
would be to shut the fuck up and not talk about it.
No,
I feel like-
no. That's I don't like telling people shit.
Well, I'm not saying
People
they
have a-
should, but if we're looking at the
yeah.
smartest thing business-wise, it would be to not get involved in this at all.
No, because part
Really?
of their business is grandstanding.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could even say that about me. In fairness, you could say that about me and my show as well. That part of my business is to grandstand the grandstanders. So I'm essentially doing the same thing. So, I mean, I think it's not that they're bad people, okay? They're hopelessly out of their depth. It would be like me getting in a room with Jordan Peterson or somebody in the intellectual dark web. I'm just completely outmatched. Can I put it in simpler terms? Going one-on-one with fucking Michael Jordan in his prime. And they get involved in these sort of things that they don't, they want to be seen as good people, and they get involved in these things, and they make jackasses of themselves, and because of their careers, they can't handle it like you and me can, and just say, I fucked it up. I was wrong.
I
Because
mean,
because you got
I
Keemstar saying, "Look, you're wrong."
Well,
Keemstar
yeah,
does it to
I
me. When I
realized.
get something wrong, I admit it.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
Keemstar in my thing. So I'm older and I don't give a fuck. But it's a little tougher when you're 20 years old. Both of you guys had a tough time, so you should have a little empathy for Alex here. Both you guys with the open folders thing, and some of the guys that picked on you.
Yeah, but the
ended up
difference is
so
that immediately, like the next day, I tried to do like everything I could to be clear what my involvement was and where I fucked up. With
like
these
worse
guys, they're
stuff.
not doing
That's
that.
true. That's true. But it hasn't been 24 hours yet. In fairness.
I mean, I
It hasn't been
think part
24
of it
hours.
though is like right now it's Pride Month, and people who are speaking out against this, like immediately, everyone's crying, "Oh, homophobic."
Yeah, of course. That's it's a pejorative and it's meaningless and it's empty and it just doesn't mean anything. And I think the thing that's pissing a lot, and I notice my fans are just fucking red hot. And I couldn't believe how many these big YouTubers and like fans that I know, people that have been following me for years, are just roasting the fuck out of people saying stuff like this. I mean, they're just pissed. I think the thing is the PewDiePie thing when he dropped the N bomb, which he was way out of line doing under those circumstances, and not to mention stupid. The defense over the Adpocalypse and the Fiverr guys and how I mean these guys and all of a sudden, well, I don't really like Steven Crowder because he kind of appeals to boomers, so fuck him. And that's what's making everybody completely and utterly insane. The biggest concern, kind of taken off the track as far as this particular subject, the biggest concern that I see, I am generally shocked how much this divided the community. You
Yeah,
got
I am
guys like
too.
me and Keem are lining up, me and Tipster are lining up as far as allies and and I see it sort of happening on the other side as well. Enemies are kind of lining up because this is, and I think the reason for that is there is no skeptic community to speak of anymore that's sort of united the political front of YouTube. The skeptic community is, well, because of Gamergate, it's not popular anymore. It got destroyed. Some of those guys destroyed themselves. They lost views. They got jobs, what have you. There is no skeptic community to speak of. And you even see guys like, guys that kicked off Gamergate. Like, Gamergate was really interesting, and the skeptic community was, you had libertarians, liberals, and conservatives kind of uniting on the SJW thing. And now that's all gone, and they're not as much of they're perceived as not as much of a threat as they used to. And you're kind of seeing, when there's not like one single narrative to protect gaming, that people are not that politically astute, that or have kind of crazy opinions like SJWs to begin with. It was just like, I think a lot of SJWs, guys that hold that ideology, were attacked by other SJWs, which kind of forced them to the right in skeptic community. And you're kind of seeing like, this is a unique thing. No skeptic community. No, you can't just watch a video to know where to stand. And you're seeing all these sort of crazy statements and contradictory statements because these guys don't really have much of. They don't have a worldview that involves politics in an adult manner, and this is what you're seeing here. This is what you're seeing here.
Well,
Like,
that's
I
all.
almost respect. I almost respect Tipster more. Tipster goes right out in front and she says, "I don't know this shit. I'm not interested in this stuff. It's not my bag."
Yeah.
Yeah, but people are afraid to say that because if you don't have a political ideology, that means you're stupid, which isn't true. It just means you're not interested and maybe you're a little apathetic.
Right.
But
That's all good and well and good
It's
for explanation as to why they think or they speak the way they do. But I mean, it's still like extremely hypocritical and easily criticizable.
Yeah, it's strange to me how like this situation to me is very, very comparable to the Matt's What It Is situation, and everyone was 100% against Matt, every YouTuber, but because this situation has a political twist on it, everybody is starting to divide in their opinions and stuff like that. And I feel it's because they feel like they have to like play to each side. Like, I'm always going to take the liberal stance, or I'm always going to support PewDiePie, or I'm always going to support this person, this person. And instead of having ideas, they are on teams of each individual thing, and no matter what happens, they will always have the opinion of that team.
I guess
either
my
the
question
team
is,
PewDiePie or team.
I don't know that you're wrong, but I guess my question is, why did this one divide everybody so much? More so than
Because it's
Because
Pride Month.
Maybe people
It's
don't
Pride
even.
Month.
Yeah, exactly. It's Pride Month. That's
Pride
why.
Month.
I don't know if it's
I don't-
Pride Month specifically. I think it's
I
just
don't-
that a lot of people have strong feelings towards Steven
I
Crowder,
mean,
more
no,
so.
I mean that,
than
but
that's
he
what it is,
also-
Look, and this
I'm
goes
gonna-
with what Tommy was saying, though. I mean,
Augie,
these guys, you know,
Augie.
hold on, let me finish this. These guys, you know, have a whole market of grandstanding. You don't want to be the guy, you know, in support of Steven Crowder. That means you hate gay people, and wow, you're so anti-progressive. That goes against their whole image. So if what Tommy's saying is true, then you want to be, you know, not necessarily pro-Vox, but at least anti-Crowder. Which limits you. Now
might be
Elvis
a
can
bunch
never
of
say a gay
things.
joke again, except he probably
Let me
will,
give
and that's
let
going
me
to be
give an
hypocritical.
example. I don't know Tro's position on that. He hasn't made it public.
Which is smart.
Yeah, I suppose. No, Tro's a smart guy.
Yeah,
knows
he is. I would not argue against that.
He's one of the brightest guys I know on the platform. And I think the thing is, I think you can say, you can look at that. And if I had to guess, because Tro's a libertarian like me, a little more liberal than I am, but he's a libertarian. I think you can say, you know, this is a homophobic speech. This is unacceptable. This is and that's, I think that's up for debate. That's the semantic debate. But I think when it crosses the line, I think you can walk away and say, I think what really is, and he needs to be removed. That's the really, I think that's the catching point. You could make a strong argument that he was out of line. Sure, yeah, sure, I can say that. I don't care personally. I don't care about racial jokes. I grew up with Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle and they all made racial jokes, and I just don't see why Crowder can't either. Whether it be ethnic jokes or sexuality jokes, I really don't give a crap.
Yeah.
But I do. But I could, if you have to take offense. You can take offense. There's nothing wrong with taking offense. I think the problem comes in is when I take offense and somebody's got to pay, or you have to pay, or you have to go away. And I think that's what's really pissing a lot of people off. And what's pissing them off even more is, for the first time in a situation like that, the YouTube community seems to be divided right down the middle on this one. So I'm calling it now. We lost this one because I think in the last, and with Poods, they were united.
Let me go ahead and read this $5 super chat real quick, and then
go ahead.
I'll bring iNabber in because iNabber's in callers. $5 from Mike the Bike. Did the math based on Mazda's compilation. Around 1% of Crowder's Carlos videos were part of the compilation. 90 by 8,185 seconds. Jesus Christ, fucking.
Yeah, when you watch it all like that, it does seem like a lot worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
I
bring
see that
iNabber in.
same.
iNabber, you're on the air. What's going on, man?
Welcome.
Fucking dead.
Doesn't know. YouTuber doesn't know how to use his fucking mic.
God, what a
Can you hear me?
professional.
Boomer
Sorry.
Nabber. There we go.
Hello.
Yo, what's
On
going
your
on,
way to a
man?
million subs. On your way to a million subs, you can't even fucking work a mic.
Fucking retarded.
How you guys doing? I thought
How
I'd
you
just come in.
Oh, we're doing
I
well,
haven't
man.
Yeah, I haven't really spoken too much about the situation, but yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with most of what you guys are saying. To be fair, I feel like as Tommy said just now, you don't know why this has divided the community so much. I think it's divided the community so much because I think it's a case of, because it's a political YouTuber, people don't want to be seen as Trump supporters for the most part, especially
Might
on a
be true.
platform
That
like
might be
YouTube.
exactly right. You could be
Because
very
of
right there.
Crowder, big conservative, and I think if you know what Twitter culture is like nowadays, if you come out and defend a conservative, you're instantly going to be denounced because it's a conservative, you know. And like Twitter's a very an echo chamber for left-wing people, obviously.
Sure. But the problem with that is for the people that are going to take Vox's side or Men's side, for lack of a better word, is they're going to be called out on their past support, similar support of other people, and it just makes them look like hypocrites. Like I had a situation where I don't particularly trust or like Tipster all that much. I thought he did me dirty. And then the Susie Lou thing, I put that thing aside and I tried to echo that as best I could, and it turned into something completely different. And I think the fan bases want the consistency. They
Yeah.
want you to put your shit aside for their entertainment, because ultimately, at the end of the day, we serve them.
Well, I
And
think. So sorry, go on, mate.
no, I'll just finish. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we serve them, and when they see these sort of double standards, for a word like okay, saying IDub saying nigger faggot in certain contexts is okay, but him goofing around with the word fag isn't, because it's Pride Month. It sounds stupid,
Yeah,
and
I
yeah, and it's really who you're really pissing off at the end of the day are the guys paying our bills.
Yeah, I think if you're a YouTuber and regardless of your thoughts on Crowder, if you're defending Vox, you're a bit of a shill, to be honest, because at the end of the day, you can hate Crowder, you can disagree with what he says, but Vox don't care about what he said. It's clear they're just using it as a matter to basically take down YouTube. Like,
Could
if this was
could
a real problem, it would have happened months ago. Like, the guy tweeted about the Crowder over a year ago, I'm pretty sure, and he
Well,
didn't
he
seem
literally waited until like the 30th of
yeah,
May to drop
till
all of these.
Pride Month.
I'm one of the few guys that watches Carlos's videos, and because he's able to be an SJW and sort of sound sane. If you really break down his arguments, you find out as you go down the rabbit hole, he's more and more insane. Um,
Oh,
I
I know. I've
never
seen his
put
Reddit.
there's certain guys, I guess, being in the army. There's certain guys, when you're in an army situation, you can joke about, if you're in a crew, right? You can joke and goof on each other's ethnicity, and it's never an issue. I've known certain groups of platoons where you can say the M bomb and be white, and it's not that big an issue as long as it's in that tight knit crew. And I think I got a pretty good take, like especially if I was with Vega, I could definitely bust his nuts about being Cuban or Hispanic or something like that. I always got the feeling that he was one of those guys, based on prior statements and based on the way he talked in his videos. And to see this ultra SJW over the past couple of days, it does. I have to agree with. It's circumstantial evidence. We don't know for sure. We can't see into his heart. Only liberals have that superpower. It does seem a bit coordinated, and I think iNabber's onto something. This isn't about demonetization. This is about taking down competition. This is about demonizing their opponents by these semantic debates on whether faggot's a bad word or not. Well, we all know it's a bad word.
Now, no,
You know?
let's be real. Nobody gives a fuck what Crowder said. Like, really,
No, they don't.
okay, he went, he did it quite a lot, and I can understand from the guy's point of view, it could have upset him. But really, the way he is being dragged out, it's like I don't know if I'm just saying that as like some
There's a goal.
ignorant white
No,
dude. But
I think it's pretty clear there's a goal here. There is also video that I wasn't aware of a TED Talk where Menza talks about suppressing the opposition's opinions and things of that nature. He has an authoritarian ideology, and this very much does launch. And the big red flag I heard was when he was interviewed. He said, some people are thinking that we're doing this to attack the competition. And I was waiting for the explanation why it wasn't true. And all he had to say was, that's ridiculous. That's tinfoil. But he didn't say why it was, and that's always a red flag to me. People, when you know something's wrong, you can't wait to get it out and say, this is why it's wrong. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3.
yeah,
When you say it's just ridiculous, unless it's, I mean, there are situations where that's granted, and to act like that it's just an absolutely ridiculous statement. Well, it's not a ridiculous statement. There's past examples of collusion between media. During the Obama campaign, during Gamergate, we saw media collusion. Why is it so ridiculous now? And they never had an explanation. I think it's clear as day. I think there's enough circumstantial evidence to say that you're right, Nabber. This is a coordinated attack on YouTube and YouTubers.
yeah, I think as well, if you go through the guy's Twitter, it's like they're all reporters, and there's so much going on in the world right now, especially with people like Trump and all of the news in Britain as well, everywhere in the world. But this whole guy's whole timeline for the last week has been YouTube, 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 nothing out. And same with any other Vox reporter. And I'm reading right now, they wrote a thing called an open letter to YouTube's CEO, where it basically it's saying how YouTube aren't doing enough to help the LGBTQ plus community. But and because of these people like Steven Crowder. But I'm thinking to myself, YouTube isn't YouTube has their agendas, and I think it's clear they're a much more left-leaning company than they are conservative.
Sure.
But
James
at the end
Damore
of the
would prove that. James Damore's report, I think, more than proves that.
yeah,
You know?
but at the end of the day, YouTube is a public forum, and it has been built on, I guess, offending people and free speech. And you can get upset with what people are saying, but I feel like if YouTube are going to start following Vox and what they're saying, they kind of need to change the description of what YouTube actually is. Because if it gets to the point of where people like Steven Crowder, if they ever get removed from the site, as much as I don't like actually, because I'm not a fan of Steven Crowder,
Yeah.
I never really have been. That's just a personal thing. I don't really find him that funny. But if they start removing these people, then it's not YouTube anymore, really, is it?
I
Because
just-
Well, I think that's the point. I think that's the point. This is a fight over influence.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sound like an asshole for saying this, but like I'm pro bullying on the internet. Like I think people should be allowed to be
I am
fucking
too.
mean.
I am
Like,
too.
the thing is, like, you don't have to fucking like it, okay? Like, you can say, like, oh, that was mean, but, like, people have a right to be fucking jerks. Like, I don't think it should be in the YouTube terms of service, like, oh, you can't say anything that's mean or hurtful. Like, if you're gonna say, like, oh, go harass this person or go be
Yeah, it's
violent to this
different.
person, that's different. But if you're just gonna, like, call someone a lispy queer or, like, a Mexican, like, oh, okay. I mean, they don't have to, watch you calling them that. You can leave. That's literally a
But
choice.
if
It's like that old Tyler the Creator tweet. It's like, what the fuck is cyberbullying? Just close the damn computer screen.
Exactly.
Go look at that tweet and see how much shit he took over that. I mean, it's such a simple answer, and people act like it's more nuanced than that, which is the single most abused word in the internet these days. Nuance. Tobes has beaten the word nuance to death more than Leafy beat literally to death. I swear to God. But I really think when nuance is thrown out there, and a lot of times especially when binary situations like this, where is it good to ban somebody or is it bad to ban somebody? It's really just an excuse not to present your argument. I'm sorry, it's more nuanced than that, and I can't go any further because you're not going to understand me. So instead of actually making my point, because I couldn't, because it'd be like speaking another language, because I'm so fucking smart and you're so fucking stupid and you don't understand nuance. Nuance. Yeah, that means you don't have an argument and you can't defend your position. And you're hiding it behind I'm smart.
I think it's going to get to the point, though, it's like it may sound a bit far-fetched now, but we're going to ban so many people. And I know Crowder hasn't been banned yet, but obviously the objective is to get him banned from the platform. But it's like so many more, because people said when Jones got banned, oh, it's only Alex Jones. It's just a one-time thing. But then more and more people started to get removed from the website and other websites like Facebook and all other social media. And it's like it's going to get to the point where so many people are getting banned, then these left-wing journalists are going to start to get banned, and they're going to be thinking, oh, shit, I probably shouldn't have done that thing 2 years ago where I said that right-wing guy should have been banned.
They don't think that. If you watch Tim Pool, he's given several examples of lefties being banned off of Twitter and on Facebook, and sometimes illegitimately. There was a site on YouTube or on Facebook that was like, it's a lot of rage bait, police officers acting out of line and stuff like that. They got clipped.
Yeah.
No, I was watching actually.
They were pushing for Alex Jones getting clipped just a week earlier, and they don't look at it like that. Wow, I really should have just allowed this horrible speech that I disagree with go on. They don't look at it that way. They don't come to that simple conclusion, iNabber. They get this. They cry foul. They cry censorship. They do all the same things that they accuse the right of doing. They hide behind the First Amendment or free speech. They start to. It's just they don't do that because nobody really has that kind of self-awareness, I guess. It's quite bizarre.
But Twitter and as somebody that has worked in social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they don't want to ban anyone because everyone makes them money. The more people on their website, the more money they're going to run. But then these companies, I think, are now genuinely shit scared about these journalists who are going to write a hit piece on them for allowing a certain person on their website, that they're now just going for a phase of where they don't know what to do. So they're just sporadically just suspending accounts and getting people away from their website, even if they aren't a bad person.
Did you see that they've suspended accounts that YouTube accounts that are just posting like historical videos and
because they're that scared. They're that scared at this point, and I can't fucking blame them. I feel bad for YouTube because as much as we can criticize them, they can't really come out of these sort of situations on the better side, because if they side with
fucking dogs,
if they take a stand, they could. and they're not. The corporations.
They did
aren't good at
originally.
doing
They
that.
did originally.
Yeah,
and I
they
was
what
would've-
if,
surprised.
what if
I-
they just stuck by that to the end? Like,
Well, I
Simply
think it
because
was a case
the
of.
advertisers come back. The advertisers.
I think something happened behind the scenes, and I think it may have been a big advertiser or multiple advertisers threatened to leave if they didn't change their stance.
I think they were just weighing on the social media outrage, and that's
Oh,
why
really?
they kind of left it open. Yeah, because if you check the tweet that he sends, we're still looking into it. You haven't violated our policies. We're still looking into it. Vox has a conniption fit. Oh, by the way, we're getting rid of your. Monetization. And then there's the outrage, I guess, for lack of a better word, on the right. Oh, you only have to remove the T-shirt. And then, of course, Vox goes back and forth. So yeah, they are. You're correct that they are in a position, but they're an American company. They have to decide whether they're a publisher or not, or really where they stand. And it does come to a point where you're going to have to eat which are inaccurate, misleading headlines like, YouTube doesn't care about their LGBT creators. Because first of all, that's a false statement, and it's designed to get clicks. I don't know does it really matter?
I think they.
I don't care
do.
if they care or not.
I mean, just watch the YouTube rewind,
Well, no, I don't care if they care or not. It's irrelevant. Are they giving LGBT people the same level playing field that they're giving somebody else? And I think that's all important. I think that's beyond, without a shadow of a doubt, the same thing. If anything, the LGBT community, at least
gets a
from
little bit of a
Carlos's
benefit.
is actually getting a benefit. Exactly.
Well, the top creators, as in maybe not by subscriber, but the most popular are LGBT creators for the most part. Shane Dawson, James Charles, Jeffree Star. Like, there is big representation on this platform, and I don't think anyone can deny that. And it's quite baffling that people somehow deny
Carlos
that that's an actual thing.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but James Charles literally just got shit on by all of the internet.
Yeah, but that wasn't
beat it, though.
homophobia.
no,
he,
it
beat,
wasn't.
he did beat it.
By the way, welcome,
Actually, on some
Scrubby.
level, no, I disagree with you. I think on some level that was legitimate homophobia. Because
It
they were
turned
trying-
into it.
Well, it did.
There
it
was-
did, and it was because they tried to use the fact of the stereotype of gay promiscuity as a way to slander him and misrepresent him in a way. So in that way, and it was coming from the gay community, which I think tells you a lot. It comes coming of I should say gay community, the beauty community. That are supposed to be so LGBT friendly. You are protected until you walk off the reservation, so to speak. And I think that's what happened to James Charles. He walked off the reservation, and he became an LGBT. He went from being a person of LGBTQ community to a faggot, and they were more than happy to treat him like a faggot, a promiscuous, disgusting homosexual, and they tried to use that stereotype, that hate, that homophobia to ruin his career. So I think in that case, that is much worse than anything that Steven Crowder has ever said or done.
Well, and speaking of Steven Crowder, I was watching his response to the whole Vox Apocalypse thing, and he did make a good point that it wasn't homophobia that he lost his monetization for. It was literally an offensive joke. So once you start blurring that line, then anything that is deemed an offensive joke can start being considered a problem that can warrant losing monetization, which can be a problem for literally anyone. It doesn't have to be conservative.
I think if I got famous enough, it would be. You're out.
That's why I'm so confused about YouTubers that even if they do disagree with Crowder, that are then standing by Vox. It's like, what are you fucking arguing for here?
I was like, literally then, like Tommy C, Keemstar, all of these YouTubers, Nick Diorio, like even commentary YouTubers, if someone deems something that they say offensive and makes a big fuss, it can.
Well, commentary YouTubers trying to define offense is like what? That's like we fucking mock people. Like I literally made a video where I was mocking somebody today, like for 15 minutes straight. Like, if other people in the same genre as me start to fucking go against that, then they're pretty much going against my living, the thing that pays my bills. Like, it's fucking stupid that
if we all pretend to be lispy queers, they can't ban all of us.
Oh my god, yes they can. And like I was on Shauna's Twitch stream and like I was talking about it and then I said the word queer like over and over again, and then the next day she was like, don't say that word again because I can literally get banned. And I was like, oh, they can ban you for me saying queer? Seriously?
On Twitch?
Like, yeah, on Twitch. And I was like, that's stupid. That sounds like Twitch has a problem because that's not even a bad word. That's literally a fucking word.
And it's an acronym. Like
it's in a dictionary.
I see gay people call each other queers all the time. Like, isn't it in terms of endearment?
The thing is,
Like-
Carlos Maza literally put out a tweet the day after he, like, on the 6th of this month, after all of this went down, calling himself queer.
Yeah.
I screen
I mean, there's
capped it.
tweets of Carlos Maza like just a year ago mocking Crowder, calling Crowder gay. You
No,
know?
this was orchestrated.
They shit.
It
Like,
wasn't like
just
Yeah,
It's
he used to
orchestrated.
taunt. He was like, "Man, Crowder's made so many videos about me. I think it's the most long-term relationship I've had." You know, implying that Crowder was gay from.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. Going back at Crowder like that.
Oh, there's
I
nothing
wouldn't
wrong with
say
that.
anything
But
wrong
when
with
you're
that,
gonna
yeah.
make a statement like, "Oh, you know, Crowder, you know, picking on me being gay is homophobia," well, what the fuck were you doing? You're using
you
you're
put
using
it in a
sexuality as the
compilation-
insult. That's the
I
same.
think-
Yeah.
I think something which really hasn't been discussed much, though, when it comes to this being a systematic attack, is that next year is the 2020 election, and Stephen Crowder is the biggest conservative channel on YouTube.
I
Alex
think
Jones
you're
is no
onto
longer
something
here.
there. I couldn't agree with you more.
There's a lot of conservative creators are losing their platforms, and 2020. Think what happened in 2016. Only reason Trump got into power was purely through social media.
That's
So
exactly
they
what Medicare
cut
was
out
saying on his
competition.
stream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that's what's happening. They're cutting out the competition.
Yeah. Well, I
Nick
think
is
they
in
learned.
the chat. He said, "Yay, that's my name." I said
They
that.
they learned in 2016 that like it's almost gonna backfire though. It's the same thing that happened in 2016. A lot of reasons people voted for Trump is because they looked at people like Vox and said, "Yeah, no, I'd rather vote for Trump than that."
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't Trump tweet something that he's going to try and do something about censorship on
He's
social
threatened
media?
to do it, but if Medicare also said we could use that.
Yeah, but I mean, Trump
that he'll
also.
tease, hey, vote for me and I'll take care of the social media guys. You know, so he might use this as a way to come.
20-ish times, Shauna. Why are you shit talking me? I will fight you.
How do you guys feel, Nabber and Tommy C, about? I guess Keemstar has the 100 biggest creators that are gonna do a campaign against Vox. I don't know how that'll plan out.
I mean, if he's doing that, then fair play. Like,
well, my problem is Keem running it, and he's not very politically astute either. But if it works, I don't care. You know, go let it work.
Yeah.
You know, I think Keem's actually.
Wait, so what exactly is Keem doing? He's
Supposedly, from what he's tweeted, he's talked to basically the 100 biggest YouTubers he has contact with, and they're going to make videos saying, "Stop putting your ads on these stupid ass websites, or YouTubers won't support your products anymore."
ooh, that's
So, like, all right, let's 1v1. Let's see who's more influential, and it's going to be
more of
YouTubers.
it. I have to see more of it, but you know, because I think of the Coke and Pepsi thing that him. And
That's exactly what it reminded me of.
but I don't know. But that being said, I'm not trying to be, you know, obviously I have a bias against Keem, but I'm not trying to be ultra biased here. I'd have to look at it over before I'd be comfortable with it because, look, I do think he means well and he understands effects well. But I worry about it turning into like a Coke Pepsi thing. Down the road.
I mean, to be
he
fair,
because he meant well in that situation as well. He meant
to
very
be
well
fair
there
to
too.
Keem
So.
with the situation so far, despite him and Alex's little Twitter video spat, I think he's actually handled this situation quite well. I don't really think he's gotten anything wrong. So if that's what he wants to do, I feel like he may as well do it than just sit around and do nothing.
Oh.
I think like obviously we're not going to be on the list of people that, but I mean I think if I was a bigger creator and he came to me and Nick was a bigger creator, we would absolutely, assuming it was run correctly and that he wasn't going to make a fool of us, and it wasn't a Coke Pepsi thing, then I think Keem deserves our support. If for no other reason to keep the platform, and that was the whole, you know, the PewDiePie versus T-Series thing, to keep the platform about the single creator, about guys like iNabber and Alex and Leon Lush and people like that. That's who made this website, and I think they should continue to take center stage. I think that's what makes YouTube special and social media celebrity different and special and influential. So yeah, I got to stick with Keem on that one, 100%. But I got to see all the logistics too before I totally throw my foot into it. You know,
I just thought it was interesting when I was reading it, so I wanted to ask because
we'll see. I gotta look. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about it. But it's not because of bias. It's because I wouldn't want to put my name on something that made things worse for YouTube, and I don't think he would either. But Keem has a tendency to make things like that about himself, and when you do that, sometimes you get tunnel vision. And,
Has PewDiePie spoken about this thing?
Yeah, he was he middle roaded it a bit. I thought Nick wasn't very happy with him, or
What
yeah,
did
it
he
was
say?
Nick. He suggested that he certainly doesn't think anybody should be banned, but he did suggest you can control your own your fan base, or you do have some sort of innate responsibility, which is something he's expressed in the past with what happened in the Christchurch, which is utterly ridiculous. If I will never be accountable by any of my fans. I'm only accountable to myself.
I guess he's just because of how how much that must have affected him, Christchurch. We really won't know how you feel until it happens, because something
Oh,
like that's
fair enough. Fair enough.
like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's just probably got PTSD, to be honest, about that sort of thing.
I'm sure. I'm
I
sure.
feel
But
like
it doesn't
that.
make it doesn't make it any more true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like anyone can control fans on YouTube. It's pretty obvious in 2016 that was all whenever.
Why are we as YouTubers responsible yet? When I was growing up, defenses of heavy metal, defenses of actors or violent films or horror movies, the left was always there to make that argument for Hollywood that we're not responsible for the one crazy that's going to watch Friday the 13th and actually
Yeah.
do it.
No,
And
see,
Because
that's the
we're
thing.
taking money out of their pockets now.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't Nick? I saw Nick posted a tweet and said, because he sent it in one of the group chats, and said that PewDiePie had said that, or had implied that Crowder was responsible for his audience harassing,
I think he insinuated the
This
YouTubers
guy-
in general are, if I'm not mistaken.
which I didn't really understand the clip, but like I was also really fucking high at the time, so that's probably why. But I mean, that kind of doesn't really look good for PewDiePie, considering some of the shit his fans have done.
I think what PewDiePie was trying to say from the clip I saw, and he didn't do a very good job of communicating it, is you're not responsible for what they do, but if you see them doing something bad, it's your responsibility to tell them to stop it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Is he wrong about? I haven't really thought of it that way.
I don't
Like, I think
you're
in that
ever
regard,
responsible
Maybe
for
he's
another
right
person.
in that regard.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, if you see your fans doxing someone, it's your responsibility to be like,
You might be right about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't. But I don't know that. But if they're calling them names or acting like jerks, I don't know if that raises.
No, I don't think that should be any like.
You'd
I
be
mean,
doing it every time.
No.
it's
But
only if
you
they're
say
doing something malicious. Like if all of a sudden everyone in the chat started like spamming like phone numbers or something like that. Yeah, obviously
Look,
I'd be doing something to fucking stop
if there
that.
is a rule for that,
No,
I
they're
would
gonna
do.
fucking.
But if
start
the entire
doing
chat
that.
starts spamming like Elvis the alien is a
Oh
fucking
my
idiot or
God.
something, I mean that's what's
Right.
the harm in that?
If it's
He's only saying that because now people are gonna do that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm genuinely not. But
You fucking know what
I-
these people are like.
I gotta leave. I'll leave you all with this because my wife's just woke up and she's pissed off at me. I think
Steve
if
Buck.
it's random, the sort of hate that I've got, when I've said something controversial or Baited broke up or something like that, it's random. It's not organized or anything like that. No, that's just the breaks of making a bad video or doing something people don't like. I think if you're maybe aware of something organized, you might have a responsibility to say, hey, I don't approve of that, at the very least. But I don't want to be one of these people that sits there and has to go on. I see Jeremy doing this all the time in the courting. Now, don't go over and do this and don't go. And I listen to that and I say, don't tell me what to do, Jeremy. If I want to voice my opinion on how much of a drag to society I think this person is, I'm going to do it. And you can't tell me not to. But I think if the creator is aware of some kind of organized, something big, certainly a criminal action, yeah, I think they're morally obligated in that situation. But as far as the randomness is concerned, look, the government can't control people like that legally. Can't tell you can't say something nasty. Then why can I? Why is it my responsibility when it isn't even the police department's responsibility? So I think that's ridiculous. And on that note, folks, I have to go.
add me
Thanks,
back, Tommy C.
Take care.
Take it easy, man.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling in.
take
That
care,
was,
Tommy.
I agree
Elvis
with
is-
the majority of what he said there. Actually, it was
Yeah.
some of the points I was going to bring up.
I
Elvis
think
is still going. I'm just done with it.
Is
I
Elvis
think-
still on Twitter? Go ahead, I know.
when it comes to YouTubers and the shit, because I don't like with Elvis and Alex, like they have gotten things wrong in my eyes, and I haven't seen Alex properly for he's been in America for the most part, but yeah, I don't know why people really can't admit they're wrong in certain situations like this where they can continue going on and on. Like I don't know why somebody can't just be like, yeah, you're probably right here. let's just move on.
Well, I
Because
think it's like what
feel
Tommy was saying. It's like if when you admit that you're wrong, you hurt your image or something. It's easier just to go hard on these points than to just be like, guys, I messed up. Or maybe they just genuinely believe that. There's that point as well. Even though we pointed out, like in Elvis's case specifically, like we pointed out the problems in his arguments, he probably still believes all what he's saying, or he doesn't, and he's just trying to like have like a good image or something. I don't know. But I think it's not easy to admit that you're wrong on the internet. I think that's what it
By
comes
the
down
way,
to.
Nabs, I'm just trying to be objective. You did tell Willie Mac that you privated your James Charles videos, right?
I privated my first one, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
iNabber is a saint.
I privated that one and then admitted I was wrong. Which I feel like I genuinely believe that if somebody admits they're wrong, I feel like they would look better in a situation than never admitting they're wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think
That's why every case that I've publicly like gotten wrong, I've come out clean. Like most notably, the curse that'll never leave this channel. Instagram, wake up.
Yeah.
I feel like people take themselves too seriously, and that's why they're too afraid to admit they're wrong. Like,
No, and I think that
Yes, pride.
Fraser's known me longer than anyone here. He can tell you I've had a problem with that for a long time.
with what?
With admitting that I'm wrong and taking people seriously. He's like, she does. She's fucking awful. That's what he just.
Out of most people in commentary, I definitely feel like iNabber has the best track record of being like, my bad.
I'll hold my hands up, and I have been wrong a few times. James Charles was the main one. But there are a few people that don't admit they're wrong, and I'm always like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Yeah. Like me and Willie Mac throughout the whole James Charles situation was speaking in DMs like the whole time, and like we were like debating and arguing and shit. But like like I come on here to talk to people who I may disagree with on quite a few things, but like on this thing, I don't know why people have to pretend like to be. Yeah. I don't know what the word is. I guess to pander in a way.
Be perfect, because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody understands that people make mistakes. So coming out and saying that you made a mistake isn't actually as bad as you might think it seems. Because everybody makes mistakes. It's very relatable.
The problem is that when people do come out and admit that they made a mistake, a lot of people are just like, "Oh, you're just like." You just don't like that you're getting hate, or you're just doing damage control. And I think in some way, like you can tell the difference when someone's doing damage control and when they genuinely are just admitting to making a mistake. Because like, it's something that I've had to like. It's taken me like a year in this community to figure out. But like, you do have to just like listen to people, and I do now like to hear people who disagree with me. But and that's been in like the last like couple of months that I've been developing that skill. But like, it's definitely toxic when people will be like, "Oh no, you're just doing damage control," and refuse to listen to someone when they're trying to like admit that they fucked up.
Well, it's hard to balance in this community because there's definitely it's hard to be like, I'll listen to all criticism, because there's some times where the criticism in this community is just stupid, and it's like, who cares? So
I think one bit of
it's coming from.
I think that obviously there's this big debate about reaction commentary. And as somebody that does it here and there, and Scrubby obviously does it, I feel like James Marriott made a good point yesterday saying how it's hard to come out and basically say this whole genre is shit when there are actually some good people in the genre. So it's like criticism, it's like there's either some really good criticism or some really bad criticism, which really hasn't had the key bullet points lined out. If you're not trying to see what I'm saying here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have one thing about this like adpocalypse situation that I want your guys' opinion on. I feel like sometimes as YouTubers we Streisand affected a little bit, like the Matt What It Is situation.
Yes.
I think that was a bit overblown.
Dude, my CPM went up after the Matt What It Is thing.
Me and James have this joke of like every day we'll be like, fuck man, I wish we still had ads, because it's like YouTubers, I think for the most part do it because they're scared, but YouTubers really blow certain situations up far bigger than they actually are. So when the Matt Hoss thing happened, I was arguing with so many people in this group chat we had for like VidCon. I was like, it's not the apocalypse. Ads will go for a week and they'll come back. And they did. I was like, YouTube the 2016 was a complete different year. Like it was a complete different reality. Now in 2019, the whole world is completely different, and I feel like Google are prepared for these things, even if we don't even think that. We think Google are this company which aren't good in terms of professionalism. Where I think Google are actually a very professional company who just it's very hard to look professional rather than being professional. And I think Google know what's going to cause an apocalypse, and they're just going to try and prevent it as much as they can. And in the Matt Hoss situation, they did that. And in this situation, I feel like they're just trying to do what they can to keep ads on this website, even if we do disagree with them going against Crowder. And I don't know if they fully stood by Vox, but yeah, I feel like a lot of the time it is being blown at the wall. I don't think this is apocalypse free.
The problem is, I think that this sort of like adpocalypse situation is gonna be something where when it happens, we're just gonna have to like kind of get used to it. Because I mean, obviously this is gonna happen again and again and again as YouTube becomes more and more commonplace, because it's already competing with television and regular news media, and just, you know, it's gonna become more and more normal.
But I think in 2016, I don't think YouTube was competing with television the same way it is now. Yeah, like in 20. Yeah,
you have to look at. Sorry,
you go ahead. You go ahead, Nabber. You're good.
You sure?
Oh my fucking god!
I was saying I don't like interrupting people. But no, I was saying that YouTube now, I think in a way trying to kind of be like Netflix with its YouTube Red sort of thing. So they're trying to post their own sort of television sort of style thing, also with creators now like being absolutely massive. Like look at James Charles, right? He's hanging out with people like Kylie Jenner, Kim Kardashian, stuff like that. So these people on YouTube are now like proper big celebrities on the same level, not maybe the same level, but like almost on the same level as these people. Where in 2016, I don't think it was so much that. I feel like we were kind of pushing the barriers there, but now we've really got onto that sort of pathway.
Well,
so
no,
it's
2016 it was still like when being a YouTuber was like not really like considered like a real job. Like obviously people were doing it as a job, but when you said like, oh, I'm a YouTuber, people were like, oh.
Well, the scale to show it is Leafy was breaking records by getting 300K subs in a month in 2016, and now James Charles can lose 2 million subs in 3 days and still have 10 mil subs. Like the scale of things has just gotten so much bigger.
It's so much bigger.
It used to be.
Yeah, I remember people when Leafy was blowing up, they're like, "This is comparable to PewDiePie," which was the only other like big blow up channel at the time. And now, if you look at Leafy's channel compared to someone like James Charles or anybody else, it's like, holy shit, Leafy's actually kind of small right now. Like,
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Bruh, I'm still waiting for Scare PewDiePie season 2. That's still too soon.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. You know, the whole Matt's What It Is case didn't really start into Adpocalypse. You know, for you guys, it actually benefited y'all. I mean, CPMs went up. For me, I've noticed something different. I mean, Tommy. I mean, he's not here anymore, but he's always complaining about his shit getting demonetized, and he blames that Matt's What It Is. I personally, everything I put up would always get green no matter what. Now everything I put up almost instantly gets yellow, and now mostly it'll be fixed with a manual review, but it's almost as if like, now I have had some streams here that have been like pretty, we've had some pretty controversial guests on, so maybe I'm under some sort of like blacklist or something. I don't know what I did, but I just noticed everything I put up doesn't instantly go to green anymore.
What you said the N-word yesterday.
Well, I think there's even, I can't prove it. They've never outwardly said it. I guarantee you there's something involved with sub counts and monetization. Because I never, ever catch a yellow sign anymore. Ever.
Today was the first time I got demonetized in about 10 videos. And I was quite surprised by that, but it was probably because of the title of the video. But I think...
What was the title of your video?
It was like in quote marks. Something like, my husband died and now I'm eating his ashes.
Did you see the guy that got, like, I think he got, like, demonetized or something because he used capital letters too liberally?
His entire channel got demonetized, and the reason YouTube gave, this wasn't something he came up with, the reason YouTube themselves gave him was that he was using capitalization too liberally.
Too liberally, yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends go through their channels and remove the capitals purely because...
What the fuck?
I think
George may have been one of them. Yeah, because that fucker was scared.
So normal now. Like, it's like, I guess their reason would be because, oh, you're using it to catch people's attention and it's kind of like quote unquote cheating. But the thing is, like, that's so normal. Like, would you even notice it anymore? Because I just get used to seeing that. Like, we have them in our title on the stream. Like I wouldn't even notice that as being out of the ordinary. If a
It's just a
title
way to
was
catch
all in
attention.
lowercase letters, I would notice
Is it
that.
really cheating if everyone's doing it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, talking about size, George as a memulus is like 1 million off Leafy now, which is like when you don't really think about that on terms of scale, do you? I mean, here in Britain, George is massive. Like he's probably, I think he is the biggest commentator in Britain.
Oh yeah, well he's going to pass Leafy's record soon. It's not like he's already passed Leafy.
Wait,
It's
really?
just he's got. I think so.
Has
I'm not
he?
really sure.
I thought he's.
It's close.
I know he's past Nile. Wait, I think. Yeah, he's past Nile.
Yeah, no, Leafy's still at 4.2. I thought he was lower than that.
Yeah,
But
George
no,
is at 3.4.
God, that's so weird thinking about it. I mean, we used to look at Pyrocynical as like the king of commentary, but technically, if you look at it now, Memulus has more than Pyrocynical.
George
I think
is
like
much bigger here than Nile. In Britain, America, Nile's probably much bigger.
a crazy change that I think's happened too is like commentary in 2016. It was just commentary, and I think now we're so big. We have like 8 different subgenres and like
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's why whenever
Someone said in the chat, AugieRFC, what are your thoughts on YouTubers use big old capital letters? We just said that. And they also said, hi, iNabber.
hello, but yeah, I think that's why when people. I fucking hate commentary. It's like there's so much commentary on YouTube. Like, what can you even fucking call commentary at this point? Like, Cody Co is a commentary.
Exactly.
Well, what I
Like,
noticed is that the bigger commentary isn't like I could be wrong in this, but it seems like the bigger commentary channels are more the channels that go over like that are like more like comedy based rather than arguing specific points and making like
I think it's because, genuinely, I've been doing more comedy stuff lately. I think it's genuinely because after doing it so much, you kind of get sick of it after a while because, like, not that you don't enjoy it, but, like, because it's just, like, drama after drama after drama. And, like, this month has been so much.
Yep.
And I enjoy talking about it in, like, conversations like this. But for now, I'm just trying to, like, I'm taking a few weeks off pretty much. I'm just having a few laughs, because, and I think and I think when it comes to people like Niall, who have been through so many scandals and dramas, I feel like they just don't like it anymore. I think the main commentator that speaks about drama is definitely Alex. I think everyone can agree with that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And he enjoys it. I know Alex enjoys it because whenever something happens, he's always up and talking about
Excited,
it more than anyone.
yeah.
Yeah, legit. Like he talks about it more than anyone, which I can respect because I know he actually does.
I mean, I relate to the burnout. I'm mostly like I like doing the radio stuff like every day. It's like, all right, what do we talk about today on the air? But I admit, like last month, I had a complete drama burnout. I was like, man, I don't give a fuck about any of this anymore.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
did as well.
Yep.
No, I had to like go watch the KSI video and then like the Deji video and tell him like, hey, you should go fucking watch that.
Outside of burnout too, there's just a really obvious reason comedy channels do better long term. It's that the backlog does better.
Yeah.
Like in a year, nobody gives a shit about James Charles from Trauma from a year ago. Like I have videos that are a year old getting 30,000 views a day. I don't know why. They're just not trending. Like they just kind of get views over time.
Well, you know what else I've kind of noticed with like comedy channels or like comedy that triggers people? Like you notice that Rag Reynolds, our friend Rag Reynolds, had to make a new channel because the algorithm doesn't like his comedy videos.
Yeah.
Like
but you have to think though as well. I see a lot of commentators who do more analytical commentary complaining that their channels haven't gained a lot of subscribers, and my advice or thoughts to them would be, your channel won't gain millions of subscribers purely because there is not an audience for that much for analytical commentary. The only person that's really broken the barrier, I'd say, is Primig and The Right Opinion, because they're very, very unique and they have very detailed and high-edited videos. But for the most part, people of the word normie audience don't really care about commentary genre. They don't care about analyzing certain genres of commentary. And if you want to make videos on that, that's completely fair enough. But I think if you're going into it expecting to get millions and millions of views, you're clearly in the wrong mindset here. Whereas if you're reacting to something, even if you think it's subpar and low effort commentary, it's always going to get more views purely because there's many more people who want to watch that shit. I mean, look at fucking Loki, for example. He blew up for a while, and that's pure. And his shit was so fucking wank, and that's purely because there is an audience for it for some reason for that guy. Maybe not anymore.
Like drama, as long as it doesn't involve them, like people watch things like Keemstar, they watch Drama Alert because they like other people's drama.
Yeah.
Like it or not, like like I will get into Twitter arguments because it does get people.
But after a week, that drama is going to be dead, and then videos
right.
views.
Exactly.
Whereas with Scrubby or even James Marriott can go 2 weeks without uploading, but he'll still be having
100,000 views a day. Yep.
Yeah, having 1K sub days purely because a video from 7 months ago is still getting views, or it's just jumped into recommended. It's nutty how reaction commentary actually works.
Well, yeah, Cyrus hasn't uploaded in 2 weeks, and he got 6K subs yesterday. Like, it's just stupid.
Jesus.
Like,
wow.
It's like you don't even.
Well, that's the thing where like people like John Swan, and I like John Swan. I think he's.
I love John Swan.
He's a good
very
lad.
smart.
He's a good lad.
Says like reaction commentary, like they're just money making ghouls. Like, I mean, it's working.
I love making my reaction videos. To me and James have been cracking out some like we literally we'll switch on a video and we'll just laugh. It's like, but half our reaction videos aren't really based on. It's more we bounce off the video and then we just make our own jokes, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But I try and edit mine quite a lot, and that's where I feel like James excels quite a lot because he's got 700K now, and I think he's going to hit 1 million quite soon.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's probably because he's funny. James takes a good few days to script a video, but also he edits quite well too.
And there are definitely there's an abundance of uninspired reaction commentary on YouTube. Definitely.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm not denying that.
I mean, you can't just say they're money making ghouls. Like it's supply and demand. People come back to watch the videos, then you're gonna make more videos because
I think people like James Marriott, and I even think I'm a little biased here, but I think Benji's another one. Where like that kid clearly has so much fun making his videos, and the editing is top notch. Like
I know Benji has fun making his because when he isn't, he doesn't stop making them, and he makes a gaming video. That's when I can tell somebody genuinely likes what they do. They take a break and they come back to it, and that's kind of what I'm doing with trending topics right now. I haven't spoken about trending. I think about 3 weeks. I mean, I think my Jake Paul might have been 2 weeks ago, but people take breaks, and when people are just going out for 2 days straight, then I can respect it still because they're grinding, but I can see you're probably not enjoying that as much as somebody else who's taking 4 days off.
I mean, we all have to take breaks because we're covering drama and we fucking go insane.
There's so much of it.
Even I think burnout's just YouTube wide because even the stuff I react to is pretty silly, but there's some weeks where I'm like, I can't fucking do this anymore, dude. I don't care about what's on TLC. I can't pretend to anymore. It happens sometimes. Yeah. That's just how it is.
I think when
it shows this awful shit. So.
when it comes to individually. Something which I genuinely find funny.
Out.
So let me move my mic closer. I was saying when I want to react to something by myself, it has to be genuinely a funny video. But with James, when me and him are collabing, we can literally react to fucking anything. We'll put on people's videos, and when we're just sat in our front room, just random people, and we will just take the fucking piss out of them. Even some of our friends sometimes. They don't know it, and I hope they're not watching this, but sometimes we will just rip into some of our friends' videos. It's just funny to do. And it's also kind of practice for us, if you know what I mean. But we just, I guess we're just cunts, really. But it's funny.
Oh yeah, I have a couple buddies I could definitely probably have some fun doing reaction commentary with if I ever decided. I probably get taken down.
You should try it one time.
I should. I mean, I've given it a few tries before, just me sitting there by myself, but I just really don't have the natural energy for it. I mean, recording videos for me is such a weird thing for me. I mean, I feel like I excel live, but when I record videos, it's just so weird to me. Like I can do it, but it's it feels weird. I'm like, I'll start speaking while I'm recording. I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing?
I have to have another person to bounce off of.
Yeah, but now I know some people I could definitely bounce off of, but I think we might also simultaneously get taken down.
Know who's an absolute animal at making content?
You would
Tozy,
definitely
dude. Tozy records all of his videos in one day for the week.
Yeah,
he's a monster. He's incredible.
Holy shit. Yeah, just mass produce those. That's smart though. You got all that off time.
Alex rang me and he was like, yeah, I'll link six videos and then send it to his editor. And I'm like, 6 videos? Mate, I can't record 2 in one fucking day, let alone
Oh, dude, I've done 8 today and I'm about to blow my brains out.
Holy shit! Damn!
That's fucking mental, man. Holy shit.
I literally just hop from live stream.
I wish I could do that. Holy
Yeah,
I should probably learn how to do that somehow.
I mean that does prove that there is work in reaction commentary. Like 8 videos, that must be a lot of fucking hours, you know?
Not see what I think people discount too is like the reaction easier videos to make. I'm spending the same amount in time in Vegas as most of these people. The difference is they make 1 video a month and we make 34. Like it's just different scales of
I think
time.
that's something that really hasn't been spoken about much, to be fair, actually. When you say it like that, like we can say that people are shitting out videos once a day, but like once a day for 30 days is still a lot of work, and it's very easy to discredit people. Like I think, and a lot of it, as much as people may take this and fucking clip it on Twitter now, as much as people don't want to admit it, a lot of it does stem from jealousy. And I get jealous of people, and I fucking get mad at them without saying it's jealousy, but you know, a lot of it does stem from jealousy.
Yeah, you never DM me back, man. Are you jealous? Is that what it is?
No, I'm just shaking.
He never DMs me back
but
either.
even like, listen, I love him to death. Cyrus's content, pretty low effort. I'm not gonna lie, but he still made a 17-minute video every day for 21 days straight. That's a shit ton of work. Like,
See, I couldn't.
Damn.
I couldn't get videos out every day because I script every individual video of mine is scripted. Whereas any
really?
club, obviously. Yeah. For the most part, I mean, I may go off the script in some videos, but for the most part, I script every single video, which is individual.
Yeah, for the most
Just
part,
stick
like
to
for
your script
videos or
more.
something, like I'll write down notes and research or something, but I'll just go over that. Because here's the thing, I come from like a speech and debate sort of a style background, and one of the main events that I did in there was this event called Extemporaneous Speaking. Yes, Scrubby knows. And basically, you got to like talk about a political topic, and you have 30 minutes to, write and prepare. But you don't just write down the full speech. You have to write down like your main points and your evidence, and then you got to memorize off that. And when you're giving your speech, kind of let the words, come to you in a natural format. So when I do YouTube, that's where I come from. That's what I do. And even on these live streams, I do pretty much the same thing. But
That's where
my
I come from.
natural
People are like,
format
oh,
is just not very nice.
people say that my lack of scripting is like a lack of effort, but I'm the same thing as Augie. Like that's what I did in high school. I was like on the national.
yeah, that's what I was
state
trained.
level
That's
with,
what I'm
like,
going to translate to YouTube.
That's what I'm trained to do is like just kind of bullet point and then go from the hip. So it's not.
I've noticed
I'm not
Americans-
comfortable.
I can't
scripting.
script either. I'm just off the cuff.
Americans are
Someone
very
just
good at
said,
talking.
weren't Skull and Bunny gonna battle to the death? Great.
Are you?
Yeah, in Minecraft.
But yeah, I think Americans are just really fucking good at talking to British people. Like British people can speak for like 30 minutes and then we'll just get tired and want to go. But I feel like Americans, like you look at Joe Rogan's podcast, that guy goes for 4 to 5 hours sometimes.
Oh God, yeah.
Is that why you never talk to anybody?
We just like.
I don't. This is the first time I've been on Discord in 3 months.
Holy shit! Damn.
I'm
Yeah.
literally in like 20 VCs a day. It's fucking
Well,
awful.
I used to be, but I guess because I live next to quite a lot of YouTubers now, like in my tower, it's me, James, and Will, and nearby there's like George and Alex. So like, I guess I just hang out with my friends, whereas I used to be in Discord with them quite a lot.
Yeah.
I still do speak to people like CDR people like Joe and stuff on calls every now and again, but. Yeah, I don't really find a need to go in here unless it's something like this. And I just saw the topic and I hadn't.
We have
spoken
awoken iNabber from.
Yeah, legit.
From
Yeah,
his
I
Discord
mean-
slumber.
You need to fucking come on Discord more and talk to your fucking friends. But no, I feel like I just like went offline for like 3 months and I came back and now I'm just like fucking mean.
I got locked out of my old Discord, so I have no idea how many messages I missed.
A lot.
Oh God, I think I like messaged you a couple times or something on there.
Yeah. I lost my phone. I dropped it at Disneyland off a ride, and I was just like, we're fine. I'll just get a new one. And all my 2-factor stuff was on there, so I can't get into really anything. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, damn, if someone like fucking, like they got access to the
fine.
Scrubby channel now.
No, I actually don't have any social media on my phone. I don't have Instagram or Twitter, just because
That's
I was
smart.
too much time.
Moves.
Yep.
Wise fucking moves, dude.
Yeah, that's
I'm on my
smart.
phone
I wish
24/7.
I could do that. The nature of what I do online, Twitter is like integral with what I do. But
Yeah, I'm always on Twitter. Like
Yeah.
people, I don't usually respond to arguments, but I see literally everything. I'm constantly on my phone, so I'm just reading through all this shit. Like, so it's even with that Alex stuff yesterday. I was just sat there reading. I'm like, what the fuck is Alex doing? But I do enjoy it, regardless of opinions. Keen guy
Yeah,
on Twitter.
I
he
love
did
Twitter.
unfollow me. I don't know for sure if it's because
Twitter
of what
makes
we
me
said
want to
yesterday,
kill
but
No, This might be controversial, but I'd be more upset if Twitter was deleted than if YouTube was deleted. Like, I like.
Honestly,
okay.
honestly, if I ever got suspended, I would be legitimately mad because my account is like 10 years old.
I've been trying to get suspended for months and they won't suspend me. I don't know
Why
what to
don't
do.
you just ask me to mass report you? I'll fucking mass report you.
I've been doing it. It won't work. I can't get
You
suspended. I don't
can't
know
mass
why.
report
No,
yourself.
wait, Scrubby, you're not in control of your Twitter account, right?
Oh, I am now. I kicked Zach off. He was getting me in too much trouble.
Oh god, that makes me feel so much
I
better. I was like,
cannot
who's
believe-
DMing me?
I can't believe you gave your Twitter account to somebody. You have 1 million
That's what
subs,
I was
and you gave
saying.
your Twitter
Well,
That's
to be
what I
fair,
was saying.
I don't have my Twitter in the link of, in the description of my videos. I don't
Yeah,
shout it
really?
out. It only has 18K followers because I hate Twitter. I do not like Twitter. Like I'm
Oh,
close to
I get-
100K
I
on
hate your
Instagram.
Twitter too,
I
Ryan.
think I'm close to 100K on Instagram. I only have like 18K
I'm
followers.
gonna
on
go
Bro, I-
mass report every one of Ryan's tweets.
I genuinely didn't know that you don't promote your Twitter. What the
I
fuck?
hate Twitter.
Well,
I
that's
don't
kind of
like that.
surprising you built up that much of a following on Twitter with no promotion at all.
Well, it used to be until I hit like 500K, and that's when I took it.
No,
all.
you know what? No, you know what happened is that Big Bake went on a rant in a group chat and then left as Scrubby, and then Scrubby DM'd me in the morning and was like, "Oh God, what did he say?" And I'm like, "Fuck."
I think I'd be quite upset if I got suspended on Twitter. I have quite like a lot of followers. Like I think I'm close to over 10K or
I would be genuinely angry if I got suspended. I made my account in December.
I've kind of accepted the
2009.
fact
would
that
be
one day I will be suspended, and it's going to fuck me pretty badly. But I'll just keep making accounts.
Tell me that like I told Scrubby I would send him a Thanos dick pic and he could just tweet that and then he would get suspended.
Yeah, what if you want to get suspended so bad? Just like I don't know, say the N-word or something.
No, see, because I'm a YouTuber, I can't
Say
tweet stuff.
queer. Tweet queer.
Yeah,
Just
that's not
tweet
me.
the word queer.
Yep. iNabber.
Yeah.
I like iNabber's Twitter. Little known fact, I actually was an iNabber fanboy before I had my channel. He ignored my DM in January of
no, but I
2018.
didn't see it. I didn't see it.
This is funny. January of 2018, he didn't respond, and then in like May of 2018, he replied to that message.
Yeah, no, it's because I followed you, and then the message came because it used to be when somebody would DM you into your. I don't know if it still works because I have my message requests off on Twitter now. But if you were to follow somebody who sent you a message before without you accepting a request, it would then become your latest message, and it became my latest message. So I thought, oh, he messaged me instantly. That's cool. So I
Oh
just
my
DM'd
God.
you, and then I saw, oh wait, my
You're
DM's
so
5 months
retarded.
old.
You're actually retarded. You are actually retarded.
I'm sure I have like a wall of like iNabber DMs that I haven't been answered.
No, yeah, same. No, literally, he's been ignoring my
never-
DMs for a year and a half.
My friends, like literally all my friends, complain about like all like you
Oh,
guys.
I'm no
obviously
better
Scott the other
myself.
day.
I'm no better myself.
No, I'll just DM Fraser like, yo, you want to play games? Just nothing. I'm like, all right. That's how
I'm
it
down
is.
to play games
I
as long
see
as
this.
it's not any battle royale. Like that's the thing. I hate battle royale.
No, like you've been ignoring my DMs for a year and a half. To the
I have
point where
not.
I thought,
I
to the
responded
point
the
where
other
I
day.
thought
I
you
responded to
hated
you.
me.
I responded to you the other day,
Yes, you did.
and I'm good.
he's like, I hate this bitch.
You can't cut a break. She'll always find a way to something to complain about.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
true.
know.
He said he's gonna replace me with a rubber co-host because that won't complain.
That nobody's gonna understand that though. You realize that, right? That just sounds weird.
It sounded weird when you said it, Augie.
You were the one who made that
you're
joke in the
weird.
first place. What the fuck?
You made it.
All right, whatever. Oh my god.
What? If Bunny won't fight Skull, then I'll book one of you to pit fight an ostrich. I'll fight an ostrich. Fuck you.
All right, we're about to cross the 2-hour mark. I don't want to keep you guys, too busy. Y'all are busy YouTubers. Guys, be sure to
Yeah,
go.
making 8 videos a day.
Oh, now
Literally
now
though, I'm
Sean
not
is-
even like joking. Like you guys are literally like mass. At least Scrubby
Now
over
Sean
here
is
is mass
complaining.
producing. iNabber's got to script everything. God, I just can't imagine like if I had to script every video. Like scripting, like I'm a
Dude.
pretty fast writer, but
To be fair.
you got to script. You got to like at least
I
like,
feel like
semi-memorize it.
For me, scripting would be easier because the way I do it is I ramble for like an hour and then try to condense that down into 10 minutes and like re-record certain rambles. So it's like scripting, but like in the most like convoluted way that isn't actually typing something down.
I have
Sean
one
is
more
complaining
question for
too.
you, Fraser.
Go on.
When will the orange jumper be back?
Oh fuck. I just wear black constantly.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change.
I know.
I am a changed man. I think I've got a clothing line coming soon, and I think one of it actually may be orange. So you may be in
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
God. This entire brand is just an orange sweater.
It's not. My entire brand a year and a half ago was just orange.
Right. Okay.
It's a good color. It's a good color. I'm wearing an orange shirt right now.
I'm wearing black, full black.
Edgy.
I know. I'm dark. I've turned to the dark side.
Oh my god, guys, go check out iNabber and Scrubby on YouTube. Especially if you want some. Yeah, I know, right? You guys are. I'm really making your careers over here. All 50 of you guys.
Hey, every
Yeah.
sub
Shouted
counts.
you out.
No, 49. Someone just fucking left.
Oh, someone's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out." No, I do appreciate you guys coming on though. This has been some fun shit, just bantering
Yeah, I
around.
enjoyed it.
It's the Weekender
Yeah, I
podcast, you know. It ended off just chilling shit. Yeah, there's iNabber in the comments. You can go sub to him from there.
You're still a
No,
lispy
don't
queer.
subscribe. Don't subscribe.
Don't
Unsubscribe.
subscribe. Yeah, that's right. All right, guys.
Unsubscribe.
No,
iNabber.
sub to iNabber.
Peace out, people. Take it easy.
Okay, see you later.
Take care. Take care. I'm gonna go ahead and exit the call myself and end the show. But I want to thank, of course, Bowblax and Leslie for coming on and coasting as usual. What a damn good week it's been.
Yeah.
It's a damn
Lispy
good
queer.
week. Lispy
Call me
queer.
daddy. Ooh.
Fuck you, let's be queer.
I'm gonna
New universal insult.
that should be his Twitter bio if he really wants to get suspended or something. Just change it to Lispy queer. That's right. Go check out Charm Skull on Twitch. She's got what's her Twitch? Let me find it real quick and spam it in the chat so you guys can go sub to it. I appreciate those guys for coming on.
I'm
I mean,
putting cancer
I've
in the
been
chat.
pretty mean to Alex, but iNabber that doesn't stop
But
iNabber from coming on. you know?
Specifically to the stream.
I'm gonna
if
be
you got-
mean to Alex. He unfollowed me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I feel like the conversations that were just had, specifically after Tommy left with iNabber and Scrubby, they're like pretty insightful if you want to be a YouTuber.
Oh my God.
Or especially a commentary YouTuber. So, like, I'm like, there's definitely a couple things they said in there. Like, I largely agreed and knew about most of the stuff they said, but there's a couple things in there that I'm thinking like, wow, maybe I should change up how I do things or whatever just to avoid.
Wait,
One of my
burnout
favorite
and
early
et cetera.
episodes of After Hours is the episode that Keem rated us on, where Scrubby was on. He was giving a lot of good YouTube advice, and a lot of people
Oh, yeah.
who came from the raid who stayed were like, "Damn, I'm glad." Even though Keem started shouting you out as like a joke, I'm glad I stayed just because there's a lot of valuable information in here. So I think
Yeah, I
that was
learned a
really
lot
cool.
from that as well. That I've applied to my content, and it's been beneficial. I mean, I've been doing pretty well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
they're definitely
YouTube
good
is-
people. All right, I'm gonna go to pop out of the call, but it's been a damn good week, and I appreciate you guys for being stick it through. I guess
yeah, I'll stick through with After Hours until the end, even if it becomes
always
you know,
stick
a piece
through.
of shit,
That's-
a shriveled former version of itself. I'll still stick around because I am an AugieRFC fan for life.
You are a stan.
Gay RFC.
Oh my god! And thank you guys for sticking around. Obviously, I think going back to the daily format has been beneficial for pretty much everyone. I mean, people have been enjoying the shows. The shows in general have been much better than they've been in the past 2 weeks. I think it's really been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys for staying on. Now, I'm gonna play some music. Of course, our favorite song.